Hi, this is Drew from Weekly, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can set up a weekly budget to track your spending so that you can grow towards your money goals. Weekly budgeting is a highly effective way to manage your spending while also maintaining a budget. It's easier to maintain, it's more in sync with how we live our lives. It keeps you from overspending while also allowing you the flexibility to spend on things that matter to you. In this video, I'm going to set up an example budget so you can see exactly how it works. I'll be using an app called Weekly, which we created specifically for this purpose. You can download it at the link in the description of this video, or if you'd like to use a spreadsheet, you can find a spreadsheet at weeklybudgeting.com. All right, let's get started. Hi, to start off, the foundation of weekly budgeting is to find out what your weekly spending limit is. That is the amount of money you can spend on your day-to-day expenses. This is calculated by subtracting your recurring expenses from your regular income. So, step number one is to find your regular income. How much are you paid after taxes, and how often are you paid it? And an important point I want to make here, weekly budgeting works no matter how often you're paid. It's not about getting paid each week. It's about breaking up your discretionary spending on a week's time. So, step one is to find out your regular income after taxes. And then step two is to collect all your recurring expenses. Recurring expenses are expenses that are the same amount and they happen at regular intervals, usually monthly. So they're things like rent, your subscriptions, your power bill, your phone bill, insurance, or any loan payments that you might need to make. So collect all of those together. Now, one thing I want to say about recurring expenses is they do not include things like general shopping, eating out, gas, and groceries. Even though those things can happen on a regular basis, they can change based off of how we behave during our weeks and as we move through our lives. For example, you could eat out at a different place, or you could shop for different things at the grocery store. So for that reason, we're going to take those expenses and they're going to come out of the weekly spending limit. Okay, let's get started. Here's our example budget. We have income of $3,000 a month, expenses of rent for $750 a month, power for $50 a month, Netflix for $13 a month, Amazon Prime for $139 a year, a credit card for $25 a month, and a savings goal for an upcoming vacation of $200 a month. Now, I have the app pulled up here, and after you get to this screen, you sign up for a free trial. You can continue, and we'll get to step two, which is discovering the weekly spending limit. Let's begin. Okay, so we put in our paycheck here. That's $3,000 a month. So the frequency you can put here, and then you can create it. Now already you can see that we begin to break your income down into a weekly interval. So your $3,000 a month actually means you have to spend $690 per week. All right, let's go next. And then for rent, we have $750 a month. Now, you'll notice here the next transaction date. You can set the next transaction date for any of your recurring expenses, and that will be helpful for some of the reports. If you don't set them up during your onboarding phase, that will automatically set them based off of when you put in your first transaction. So we're going to do rent at $750. Next, we're going to do our power bill, which is $50 a month. And we have our subscriptions next. Subscriptions, I just picked Netflix, and it'll be $13 every month. Also notice that you can use different icons for your expenses, which makes it fun. And we're going to create Netflix here, and then we're going to go to Amazon Prime. I chose Amazon Prime because this is an example of a recurring expense that's not monthly, that's yearly. So we can do that, $130 every year, and we'll create Amazon Prime. Then we're going to go back to put in the credit card. So we're doing credit card of $25 a month. Great. So our final thing to make sure we take into account is our savings goal. So we're going to put aside money for a vacation, $200 a month, and then you're safe to spend. Money that you can spend on gas and groceries and general shopping will be reduced by $200 a month so that you can afford the vacation that you want. So we're going to go into funds, and we're going to go to vacation, and we're going to say $200 every month. Great. That works out to $46 a week. Next, and now we have discovered our weekly spending limit. So this $448.87 is the amount that we can spend each week on our general shopping and eating out and so on and so forth. So next we pick the start day of our week. This is just when you sort of like to start when you like to start having a new set of money to spend on things. So we'll just keep that on Sunday. And this step 3 here is linking your accounts. This allows us to pull down your credit card, pull down your transactions from your credit card, pull down your transactions from your checking account, and that way you can keep up to date with what's going on. If one of the transactions is related to a recurring expense, it can be mapped to that recurring expense and it will not decrease your safe to spend. But if it is something for general shopping or eating out or something of this nature, you can watch your safe to spend amount decrease as we're pulling down the transactions and you're approving them. We'll skip this for now, and we're going to start our first week. All right, now we have $448.87 to spend, and we'll just go ahead and put a transaction here. We'll put in a transaction. It'll come out of our safe to spend, and let's say we got some coffee, and we spent $3.25 for coffee, and then we'll create this new transaction, and our safe to spend amount has been reduced. You can tap on the safe to spend number, and you can see that the coffee has reduced it from $448 to $445. So that is how you set up your budget and give yourself a weekly spending limit, and how you track your spending against that limit. A couple of final points I want to make about weekly budgeting. First of all, the safe to spend number has already taken into account all the recurring expenses. So as long as you stay below that number, you'll know that everything else is taken care of. 2 is having one number to concentrate on that's broken down to a week's time reduces the amount of categorization that we're doing for our spending. One of the philosophies of weekly budgeting is that the heavier the system is to use, the more likely it's going to be that we don't stick to it. So weekly budgeting allows us more flexibility in our weekly spending to spend on things that pop up. So you don't necessarily put $20 into a category and have to move it from category A to category B. It's all one set of money that you can spend on your day-to-day expenses, and it'll reduce your stress but also improve your flexibility. Thanks for watching this video. Remember, you can download a free trial of our app at weeklybudgeting.com, or the link in the description for this video, or you can try the spreadsheet we have at weeklybudgeting.com. It's free. Also, if you liked this video, want to see more information, more content about budgeting, you can subscribe to this YouTube channel. And finally, you can reach out to us with any questions at support@weeklybudgeting.com. Thanks for watching.